We could get into the research because, like I said, so in the author's note, you described how this was like a happenstance, a happy accident almost that you came across this title that Romero was
Yeah.
apparently working on that he just didn't finish or he didn't get around to completing. And I thought that it was so cool that I wanted to get into second time working with his estate with something that he had already been working on versus The Living Dead.
Hmm.
That was the other title that you did. Yeah, we that was another one that we talked about. I just thought it was because you did mention it's different than what he's known for.
Yes.
And because it's like a Southern Gothic feel and it's borrows from other known, I don't know, the Pied
Mhm.
Piper. And so I wanna explore can you expand on, like, maybe your experience between the 2
Sure.
titles, the 2 projects that you worked with and any differences, big lessons learned, stuff like that?
Yeah, they were surprisingly different experiences. With The Living Dead, it was he had written a segment of it, he had written pieces, so it wasn't all. It's not like he wrote the first third and stopped. It was stuff that was spread all over the place. But he did leave notes, not for every plot thread, but for some of them. And I knew certain things about the ending, so I had a goal to go towards. And then, of course, I had the 6 zombie films he made that were also helpful in figuring out his thoughts on where things were going. This book was quite different. He had written, from what I can estimate, about half of a book and then just stopped cold. No notes or anything beyond that. And that kind of fits with what I've learned about how he worked. He tended to work in these massive energy bursts where he would, you know, he'll stay up at 24/7 and bang out a script in 3 days or something, um, which is not how I work. I'm more of a 9 to 5, regimented, clocked in. You would just go wild with these writing sprints. So it very well could have been something like that. There were a lot of pages he wrote on this book, but it's possible they all were written in a week, as far as I know. Just gone wild with it until either he hit a point where he didn't know what to do next, or something else had to be done and he had to pause from it. I don't know why he didn't continue it. And particularly because he seemed really passionate about it in the pages. There were, I always think of it as Living Dead was the book that he felt he had to write, but Pay the Piper was the book he wanted to write. It just filled
Mm,
all the stuff that he liked. He was a guy of a certain generation.